Before you do anything, a couple observations. Number one, do I know what this graph is going to basically look like? We should know it's going to be a U. That U is either going to that U will either be a U that goes up and down, or up, or it'll be a U that goes down. But I know it's a U because of the x squared, right? So this piece here tells me it's going to be a U. All right, now, do I know whether that U is going to be a up U or a down U? It's going to be up, right? So it's going to be this one. Okay? It's going to be this one. All right? Now, why is it going to do that? Because if you look in front of the x squared is positive. And people go, no, it's, how do you know that? Well, because there's nothing there. If I had a negative sign, then you'd say it was a negative, and then make it go down. Okay? So those are all things you need to understand. That, and you cannot erase the arrows by using the eraser. Okay. All right. So how do you find the vertex? How do you find the vertex? What's the formula for the x-coordinate? Negative b over 2a. Okay? And in this case, a is 1 and b is positive 6. Now, when you plug it in, it'll become a negative 6. So it's x equals negative 6 over 2 times a. So the x-coordinate is negative 3. Okay? Now, if we know the x-coordinate is negative 3, remember that the vertex is an ordered pair. The ordered pair portion of it is negative 3. How do I find the y version? Plug it in. Every time somebody says that, I think of a commercial. It's really, really bad. Okay? All right. Now we can sing BFF Legos and plug it in, plug it in. Plus 6 times negative 3 plus 5. Okay? Got to be careful here. There's so many people who screw this up, and there's no reason to mess that up. Okay? You're going to get 9 minus 18 plus 5. 14 minus 18 is negative 4. Excuse me. We straight? So the y-coordinate is negative 4. Negative 3 squared is 9. 9 minus 18 is negative 9. Negative 9 plus 5 is negative 4. Yeah, I was going to entertain that for about another second, and I was just going to tell them that they're wrong. Negative 3, negative 4. Again, be careful, because what you just saw, if you didn't get negative 3, negative 4, what happens on the test when I grade the test, here's what I see most often. Almost everybody can get that one. Yeah. The only small problem is they only get you half credit. Getting half credit is not bad. You can come back next semester and get the other half. Okay? So, I mean, you can do it in halves. It's no problem at all. And doing this really shouldn't be that hard, except you can miss a sign somewhere. You can just make a mistake multiplying. I see people who go negative 3 squared, make it negative 9. Every once in a while, I see negative 6. Okay? All things that when you look at afterwards, you go, what the hell was I thinking? But all of which get you minus 5 when you take the test. So be careful with that. Concentrate on the small things. So we know that the vertex, we'll go ahead and fill the vertex in. We know the vertex was negative 3, negative 4. Is that right? Yeah. Is that what we said? Okay. Now, what's the domain?
Jesus.
There you go. Jesus. Negative infinity to infinity. Okay. What's the range? Don't say Jesus. Negative 4 to infinity. Bracket on the negative 4. What's the difference between a bracket and a parenthesis? Minus 5. Okay? Alright, when's it increasing? We have a parabola that looks like this, where this point is negative 3, negative 4. When's it increasing? It's increasing from -3 to infinity. Now, again, you can put a bracket if you're like the author. You can put a parenthesis if you're like me. Okay. When's it decreasing? Negative infinity to -3. Again, you can put a bracket if you're like the author. Up or down? Vertex is at the highest point or the lowest point? So it's the minimum. And what's the equation for the axis of symmetry? X equals, please don't forget the X. If you forget the X, don't worry about it, I won't. Okay? X equals -3. All right? Join me next time. We're going to talk about the discriminant. You're not going to want to miss that discussion. We'll do that and much, much more next time. Until